Hello, this is Chris with the Dallas Theological Seminary Media Center. Today I want to provide you a basic introduction to the Mac operating system. This video is designed for students who join DTS and haven't had a lot of experience with computers. So there are a number of students that fit this category, and I've heard a number of times students who would like a little bit of help figuring out how Macs work. So I'm going to walk you through just a few of the basic features that are going to give you an introduction to how Mac works. So if you click anywhere inside the screen and you look in the top left corner here, you're going to see what is called Finder. Finder is basically an application on your Mac that allows you to go to any folder on your Mac and take documents and place them in one place or another, or find those documents. Finder is an application that is always open on your computer. Finder allows you, again, to navigate. To do so, you can click on the Go button right up here, and this can take you to basically anywhere on your computer. You can go to your desktop, you can go to your documents, you can go to recent folders. And so let's just say you recently worked on a Word document and you want to find that. Two ways to do that. One is to go to the Finder, click on the Go button here, and look under your recent folders. These are a number of recent folders for me. I'm going to find one that I worked on very recently. Let's say this was a document that I had edited recently, the Nicene Creed .key. That is a keynote presentation, which is similar to PowerPoint. It's just it's Apple's version of PowerPoint. And so I could navigate to that here. I'm going to go ahead and close this window. To do that, you click on the X in the top right of this window. You can minimize by clicking the minus button, or you can make it full screen by hitting these two green buttons. I'm going to do that just to show you. This is the full screen version. If I hit the escape key, it takes me back, and then I'm just going to close this window. Now, let's say, for example, I would like a quicker way to get to a particular file. The Mac operating system has what's called this search function over here. You can click on that little magnifying glass, and that will allow you to search for any document on your computer. I find this a very helpful way to look for recent documents. To do so, I'm going to go ahead and type the word Nicene. That is Nicene. This is the same document that I was looking for a second ago. You see, at the very top here, it suggests Nicene Creed .key. That's that same file I found a second ago. And I can click on this file and then hit the Enter key, and it's going to go ahead and open up this document. So I'm going to close this document. When it comes open again in the top left corner, I'm going to hit the X button. Once again, this is a basic orientation to Finder. Now, I want you to notice something, though. If you're watching my screen and you look in the top left corner, you're going to see Keynote. That actually changed. It was Finder a second ago, wasn't it? If I take my mouse and I click in the background here, it goes back to Finder. What's happening? The MacBook will change what shows on the ribbon. The ribbon is this area right here that my mouse is going over. All of this is called the ribbon, and this will change based on what application you have open. So watch when I click on Keynote. When I click on Keynote, it changes to Keynote, and all of these file, edit, insert, slide, format, all of those are different settings that you can change within the Keynote application. However, as I mentioned before, Finder is your default application. So if I click into the background again, it's going to go back to Finder, and all of these, file, edit, view, go, all of those are settings within the Finder application. So one other thing I'd like to mention is, how do you close an application? Well, you might think you would open up an application. I'm going to use a different one because this is trying to open up a file. Let's use iMovie for an example. I'm going to open up the iMovie application and let it load up. Now let's say I'm done with the project and I want to close this application. If I hit the X button, you might think, okay, that closed the application. It actually does not. That's something unique about a Mac. It keeps applications open. If I go down to the bottom to my dock, that's what this is called, where all of these applications are. Your dock will probably not disappear like mine does. I just have that as a setting because I prefer the simplicity. However, if you come under here and you look at these various applications, you'll notice they have a dot under them. Generally, when you hit X on a MacBook application, it does not close the application. It only closes that window, but keeps the application going in the background. This allows you to quickly switch between a lot of applications. However, it sometimes will cause your computer to run a little more slowly. So to close an application, you go to your dock. Your dock will either be on the bottom of your screen or on the right side of your screen. You right-click if you're using a mouse, or you use a two-finger click if you're using the trackpad, and you hit the quit button. That is how you close an application. Again, if you just close a window, let me show you one more time with Pages. I'm going to open up Pages. You see the little black dot come under this application. That means that application is running. I'm going to make a new document. And if I close this window, it does not actually close the application. Notice that little black dot is still under this application. That means that application is still running. I'm going to right-click and hit the quit button. Quit is the only way to close applications using an Apple device. So I've described to you how Finder works. I've also described to you how the top ribbon changes based on what application you're using. And I've shown you how to close files and close applications. Now, another thing I want to show you is how to change your settings on your computer. That looks a little different if you're using a PC. So if you're changing over to Mac, you'll need to know how to do that. To find this, you click the Apple icon in the top left. That Apple icon will always be there. Even if these change, even if this ribbon changes a little bit right here, the Apple icon will always be there. And to change your settings on your computer, you want to go to System Preferences. Now, I don't want to overwhelm you or show you too much, but I do want to say almost any setting that you can change in your computer will be found here. And be that Bluetooth settings, internet settings, your keyboard or mouse or anything of that nature, you can find that in here. I'm going to go ahead and close this window here by hitting the X. So once again, if you want to change almost any setting within your Mac, go to the Apple icon, click on System Preferences, and that's where you can find all kinds of settings to change with your computer. This time, instead of closing this window, I'm going to minimize it. Now, I'm going to go back down to my dock, and if you look over here, the dock has a division here. It has a divider between applications that are permanently in your dock and applications that are temporarily here. These applications are minimized applications. I just minimized System Preferences by hitting this minus button. What it did was it shrunk this window down and put it over here in my dock. That's available here. Anytime you have an open application that you've minimized, you'll find that here. And this will continue to grow as you get more and more applications. So once again, I'm going to open System Preferences just by finding it down here and clicking on it. And instead of minimizing, this time I'm going to hit the X button to go ahead and close that. So this has been a basic orientation to your Mac. I've shown you a few settings to change, how to navigate, a few other basic things that should help you as you're trying to get started on the Mac. The last thing I would like to show you under this Apple icon is About This Mac. About This Mac will tell you what your operating system is, In other words, that's the software on your computer. It's going to tell you what year model your computer is, and then it's going to tell you some hardware information. In other words, hardware is going to be the engine that causes your computer to go. It's the physical parts inside your computer. So this is telling me about some graphics information, some memory information, and some processor information. This will be helpful to you if you need to find out what version of software your Mac has, or even if you want to find out how full your Mac is, you can go over here to storage. And the storage is going to tell you how full your Mac is. My Mac is approximately a little over 60% full. I have a kind of a small hard drive. But once again, I'm going to minimize this window, and I'm going to show you how to do that. If you want to find out information about your Mac system, you click on the Apple icon, and then you click on About This Mac. And that's going to give you some of that system information. All right, that's all I want to cover with you today. I can go into some further detail about advanced features and things like that, but today I just wanted to give you a basic orientation to how a MacBook computer works. Thank you very much.